everyone, it's Lisa from My Dreaming Soap. Welcome to my channel. For this year I've got a few ideas of some sort of themes of soaps that I want to do, and this is going to be one of the soaps of the first series or the first themes that I'm going to do for 2023. Now I'm not going to do these as whole runs of soap, so they're not going to be like a set that you can buy in a whole set. They're literally going to be ideas that I've come up with, and every now and again I'll say this is a soap from my whatever theme, and then I'll have another theme, and so I will do like a whole series, but it's not necessarily going to be all together, and I don't want to just bundle them up and sell them all as one pack, because I want people to be able to say, oh, I like that soap, and just buy an individual soap, especially when I'm not sure what the situation is like where you live. Here in the UK, things are really tough for people, so I think people aren't there to splash out on, you know, huge sets of soaps and that, so bits and pieces, one by one, as it were. I don't know if that made sense or not. So this first series that I'm going to be doing is going to be about the stages of Earth, and I spent quite a lot of time researching this, and it got quite tricky about all the, you know, going back and looking at all the, you know, exact correct stages and everything. And if I took to every single sort of eon of Earth's history and that sort of stuff, it all got very, how would I make a soap for that? So what I've tried to do is try to do it a little bit more simplistically and just come up with some key points in Earth's time, as it were. And I'm going to have four soaps in this series, and this is going to be the first soap. So the first soap here is going to be about the Hadean era or Hadean period. I think they call it an eon. No, an eon. I don't know. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments. This is going to be the Hadean. So it's basically the time when Earth was created. So at this point, Earth was just a fiery ball. It was so hot, there was no life on Earth at all. There was comets and, you know, everything crashing into the Earth and keep disturbing the Earth's surface. So it was a big pile of molten heat and volcanoes and a pretty inhospitable place to live. So that's the theme of my first soap. So come on, let's go make some soap. The first thing I'm going to do with my Hadean Earth soap is make some few really simple embeds. I'm going to extrude them, but just with a very simple, just a basic little extruder that you'd get in any extruder set. If you don't have an extruder, you could simply just take some soap dough and just roll it into some long strips. Now the first thing I'm going to extrude is I want some comets, because at that period of when Earth was just forming, it was being hit all the time with comets and things, and that's what stopped life on Earth and stopped things settling down, because it was forever being bombarded and turned into a fiery ball. So I'm just going to extrude these very simple, basically just little yellow comets, so they look like really, you know, when that fire gets so hot it goes from red to yellow to white. So I'm going for yellow on mine. Okay, I'm just going to use the lid of my mould just to measure my length of my comets out. Okay, I only want 3, I think, in my soap. That'll be enough. So the rest of that soap dough, I'm just going to smush back up and put back in with my soap dough. Okay, now I'm just going to leave those just to sit whilst I make the rest of the soap, and leave them out in the air just to firm up a bit. I'm going to do a very similar thing. I'm not going to necessarily do it on the screen, with some black soap dough, and that's going to create another load of these, which I'm going to squash a little bit just to make bits of black rubble and things that I'm going to put into the scene at the base. So just to save you watching all the extruding on the screen, I'll just do that and we'll come back when I've done it. Okay, so here are the little bits of black, just little bits of soap dough, and you can see I've sort of just smushed them around so they're not round shapes, and then I've done one slightly larger bit, and again just sort of smushed it around a bit so it's a bit lumpy bumpy. So again, I'm just going to put those with the yellow and just leave them to the side. What I've done is I've mixed up a very tiny amount of soap, just my very first layer, and it's actually pretty hot. I've warmed it up so that it will set up quickly. Oops. Now this, as you can see, has got activated charcoal in it, and it's also got my fragrance. So I'm just going to take my mould first of all, and I'm going to pop it on an angle there. Have you seen my snazzy new mould? From Custom Craft Tools. This is their acrylic mould, clear, with a silicone liner. So I'm just giving that a go. This is a mould I've bought myself. It's not sponsored or anything. So I'm just going to pop this into the corner. Just to give me my first little layer in my soap. And this is just going to be a little corner of rock. And just get it into the little sort of rock formation that I want. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm just going to make sure that sets up nicely before I prepare my second layer. For this layer, I'm going to do some molten lava flowing down the side of the scene. Just mixing up my soap. Now with this, I am going to split it into a few colours, weigh all of that lot and work out how I need to split it before I blend it up. I've decided that bit of soap, I've blended it up and I've divided it out into the 3 portions that I need. Now this larger portion, they're still very small bits. This is going to be red, so a nice sort of fiery red from the lava. So in goes our red. These 2 portions are the same size. I've got a bit here that I want to have yellow. And then this bit I'm just going to have black, so activated charcoal. So I'm happy with those. Now fragrance oil, appropriately using molten amber fragrance oil, and this is a gorgeous fragrance oil from NI Candles in the UK. So let's just get that mixed in. What I'm going to try and do is to get this sort of looking like a lava flow down the mountains, is I'm going to do a thin lines pour, and I sort of want it quite red and yellow at the bottom and then going to black towards the top of this pour. I've also got, remember that extra rubbly rock I made? I'm at some point going to try and get that popped in.
circles, we're fighting for days, stuck in a phase. I think we're losing the reason. One word is all it takes, babe. Bursting out in cold flames, breathing, we are catching fire. Thought that we were wiser, go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days, breathing, we are catching fire. Treatment ain't no cure, just making it harder. Keep on acting busy on your phone. I just wanna feel your touch, baby, can we start this? Don't you wanna hold me anymore? Arguments spinning in circles, we're fighting for days, stuck in a phase. I think we're losing the reason. One word is all it takes, babe. Bursting out in cold flames, breathing, we are catching fire. Thought that we were wiser, go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days, breathing, we are catching fire. Fire, 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 fire. Ooh, go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days. We're catching fire. One word is all it takes, babe. Bursting out in cold flames, breathing, we are catching fire. Thought that we were wiser, go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days, breathing, we are catching fire. Fire, 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 fire.
Here we are with our soap ready to cut, so let's get this cut, shall we? Oh no, one of my wires has snapped. Okay. Right, I'm hoping that hasn't done too much damage. I've had one wire snap at the end here, which is okay, but what it did is it made me stop, you know, as I went through my bars. So, oh gosh, I think they've got a little bit of a wonk on them now. Right, let's have a look at what we've got. Hopefully that little wire didn't cause any damage. Ah, I really like that. Let's get it round the right way. There we are with our earth, and you can see our sort of volcano bit coming down the side with our rocks in the bottom and our volcano, and that cloud's come out really good in the top. So let's have a look at a couple more. see what we've got. So yeah, I do like this soap. I've made little comments. Those are the words. Right, let's talk about one thing at a time. I'm trying to talk about 20 things at the same time. First of all, can you see that slight line I've got in the soap there, double, where the soap cuttings stopped when I had that snap? That won't be a problem, because what I can do with that is, as there's just been cut, just rubbing my finger over them will fill that in, so that will be okay. But other than that, I do really like that. My cloud coming out of the volcano looks good. My little comets, you can see those. Can you see them there? And it has trailed some of that white in from the top, so I am pleased with that. Sky, not so keen on that bit of sky over there, but overall, yep, I do really like what's going on with that. I think it looks really good, and it smells wonderful.
And here's a final photo of the soap to finish off. I hope you've enjoyed this video and you like the soap. If you have, it would be great if you gave me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see what I'm making in the future, why don't you subscribe to my channel? Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy soaping!